Good day everyone, I am Ashley Venus and we are the group 4 and we're gonna talk about directing. So directing is the center of the role management. Without directing, all other administrative positions such as planning, scheduling, and the hiring have no meaning. So ang directing kuno mo kuno siya ay center sa role management. If wala kuno silbi ang tanan, like ang planning, ang pag-schedule, ang pag-hiring. If wala directing, wala ni sila silbi tanan. So what is directing? It is the managerial responsibility by directing the task of working with and through people to accomplish organizational goals. The use of influence to motivate employees to achieve organizational goals. So kini kuno siya ang pag-direct kuno, pag-directing ang tudlo o pag-direct sa mga information para ma-influence or ma-motivate ang employees para ma-achieve ang goals sa organization. So directing has a various aspects, no? It has a leadership, inspiration, supervision, and communication. So kini ko nung directing nagkuan sa siya, embody sa siya og leadership, ang pag-lead nimo sa inyong organization, pag-inspire, like mohatag ka og kanang mga motivation or like kanang mo-motivate ka sa imong mga employers to do better, to praise their work so that they will feel motivated, and supervision, pag-supervise nimo sa imong mga employees, and the communication, which is dili jud mawa ang pag-communicate sa each other. So I would like to expound about the key elements of directing. First, the supervision. Pag overseeing the work of employees, providing support and ensuring tasks are completed as planned. Pag supervise nimo sa imong mga employees, paghatag nimo og suporta o pag-sure nimo nga ang tanang task nga imong gihatag is ma-kompleto as what is planned. Dayon another, the motivation. Stimulating employees to perform at their best by fulfilling their needs, financially or psychologically, such as incentives, recognition, or growth opportunities. So, ang kining motivation ko no as kanang, for example, ang employees, silang gi-motivate to do better, dayon. In order for them to make things better for the company, you need to hatag kanila kanang, it's either financially baron or psychologically. Like for example, in order for you to have the incentives, you need to finish this kind of work. Nga gani is like, for example, sige, you work hard in this kind of work and then you will be receiving an incentives later, or recognition like best employees of the month. Nga gani siya. And then leadership, influencing and inspiring employees through qualities like decisiveness, integrity, and vision to foster a sense of purpose and commitment. So ang pag-lead nimo, leadership, pag-lead nimo sa imong group, sa imong company, sa imong management. So the communication, ensuring clear and transparent exchange of information, instruction, and feedback which aligns employments with organizational goals, which ang communication mo jud ang pinaka-importante. Like mo jud ni way, mo jud ni mag-align na to no sa like sa mga organizations sad mo sa ni pinaka-importante ang communication. Dapat i-sure lang jud no nga clear og transparent lang jud ang pag-exchange information. So last, we have the coordination, harmonizing various activities and efforts within the organization to achieve synergy and avoid redundancies. So ang pag-coordinate, ang pag-harmonize sa mga activities para ma-organize ang organization to achieve synergy o to avoid redundancy, para maka-avoid og pagbalik-balik, redundant. So I have here some examples of directing. For example, in sport, so sports coach guides player with instructions and strategies during a game to work as a team toward victory. Sa football, sa basketball, na dyan na sila coach para mag-guide sa players. Maghatag ang coaches og instructions or strategies unsaon pagduwa or unsaon pagdaog sa duwa. And another, we have here this music conductor cues musicians to maintain harmony and tempo, ensuring a cohesive performance. So, ang music conductor ko no is very important para ang mga musicians makabalo sila or maka-maintain sila sa ilang harmony o sa tempo. So, mo niyang some examples of directing, no? So, last, we have film director, oversees actors and crew, providing creative direction to produce a unified film. So, kaning mga director ko na sa mga film, maghatag sila og mga script, maghatag sila og directions, unsaon pag-acting sa mga artista, like, they guide them so that they will have they will produce a unified and beautiful film. So that sums it up. That sums all the topic directing. Thank you. So I have here some examples of directing. For example, in sport, so sports coach guides player with instructions and strategies during a game to work as a team toward victory. Sa football, sa basketball, na dyan na sila coach para mag-guide sa players. Maghatag ang coaches og instructions or strategies unsaon pagduwa or unsaon pagdaog sa duwa. And another, we have here this music conductor cues musicians to maintain harmony and tempo, ensuring a cohesive performance. So, music conductor ko no is very important para ang mga musicians makabalo sila or maka-maintain sila sa ilang harmony o sa tempo. So, mo niyang some examples of directing, no? So, last, we have film director, oversees actors and crew, providing creative direction to produce a unified film. So, kaning mga director ko na sa mga film, maghatag sila og mga script, maghatag sila og directions, unsaon pag-acting sa mga artista, like, they guide them so that they will have they will produce a unified and beautiful film. So, that sums it up. That sums all the topic directing. Thank you. So overall, directing is about providing leadership, motivation, and support to ensure that employees perform efficiently toward organizational objectives. It incorporates supervisory activities, communication, and motivational technique, and its successful implementation is pivotal for organizational success. So I guess that sums up the topic, directing.
So good day everyone. So I'll be tackling directing. So what is directing? So directing is the center of the role management. Without directing, all other administrative positions such as planning, scheduling, and hiring have no meaning. Various aspects or of guide our leadership, inspiring supervision, communication, and let us explore the meaning and concepts of guiding. As far as we know that directing is already like common sense to be known. It's just more saying like do this stuff, get a whole sheet of paper, something like that. And so let's tackle. So what is directing? The managerial responsibility of directing refers to the task of working with and through people to accomplish organized goals and the use of influence to motivate employees to achieve organization goals. So, as far as mentioned, directing is, doing stuff that they need to do, to reach their goals also. So, you know, um, so the principles of directing has of, you know, multiples of definitions. Sorry. So the first definition is maximum individual contribution, and it means that one of the main principles of directing and contributions of individuals. Sorry to interrupt. So I have to cut the video because there's dog barking outside. But anyways, so let's go back again. It's maximum individual contributions is one of the main principles of directing the contribution of individuals. And it's mentioned individual from the word individual. Iyahay. Last na pero ka. Iyahay. So, mao na siya like mag-iyahay mo contribute. So, more like you're working on your own working space, but you're contributing as a team, right? So, the next topic is harmony of objects. sometimes there's a conflict between the organizational objects and individual objects. For example, the organization wants profit to increase and to retain its major shares, whereas the imp may perceive they should get a major shares as a bonus, as they have worked really hard for it. And here is, so the harmony objects means, they want to reach this highest goal, and then they'll receive this. It's more like, give and take. So you give them, you know um, you give them huge profit, you receive this. You give the low profit, you give this. So whenever like muna ang harming objects, it's just like what is kung unsa mong na-take, yung unsa mong gihatag mo na pwede mo makuha, because it mentions here the organized wants profit to increase and to retain major shares. So I hope you understand that. So, and the third one is unity of command. This principle states that a subordinate should receive instructions from only one superior at a time. So, if you'll notice, everyone has supervisor like Jollibee, McDo. Every time na naay ka ng problem sa work, so muna like may gonna call the manager because they're the one gonna manage, and they're the one who gonna command the area, because every each of us, or like sa group, even though ganun sa group na to, sa rooms like maximum of 5, there actually one person na mo guide, or what we call manager as well. So, and yeah, that's my part, and it's Lauren's part. Thank you.
Managerial communications. According to this principle, it should be seen that the instructions are clearly conveyed to the employees, and it should be ensured that they have understood the same meaning as was intended to be communicated. So it means that managerial must be clearly communicate instruction to employee, fully understand what is expected to them. Example, a superior explains step by step, ensure to everyone interpret it the same ways. So, use of informal organizations, and also use to informal organizations. Use of informal organizations within every formal organizations. There exists an informal group or organizations. The manager should be identify those groups and use them to communicate informations. There should be a free flows of informations among the senior and the subordinates as an effective uh, effective exercise of informations are really important for the growth of the organizations. So it means that manager can use informal employees group of spread information and encourage teamwork. For example, a manager may rely on trusting staff members to share updates quickly within their teams.
Good day, everyone. My topic is Principles of Directing. Leadership. Leadership managers should possess a good leadership quality to influence the subordinates and make them work according to their wish. It is one of the important principles of directing. So, ang leadership o ang pag-lead, mao ang ability sa usa ka tawo nga manguna, mag-guide ug magmando sa uban para ma-achieve ang ilahang goal. Examples of leadership: business manager, making decisions, delegating tasks, and inspiring employees to achieve a company goals. Next, CEO, guides the entire organization, sets long-term strategies, and represents the company's value. Next is follow through. As per this principle, managers are required to monitor the extent to which the
policies, procedures, and instructions are followed by the subordinates. If there is any problem in implementation, then the suitable modifications can be made. So, ang follow through kay usa ka word nga nagpasabot nga kung nagsugod ka og usa ka buhaton nun, kinahanglan nimo siya padayonon or humanon. Dili kay kutob ra ka sa plano. Examples of follow through. Telling your boss you'll finish a task and submitting it before the deadline. Next is keeping your word when you commit to attend a meeting, event, or group company.
Okay, now let's talk about what is leadership and why is it important, especially in business industry. So, leadership is the ability of a person to guide, to influence, and to inspire others towards achieving a common goal. So every organization, businessman, sa schools, and etc., nadyo na yung mga common goals nga need you i-achieve, no? Especially sa business, ang mga common goals sa mga businesses is to expand their production, to expand their branches, mudako ang ilang profit month by month, year by year. So, muna yung mga common goals sa usa ka business. So, if ginahan mo nga ma-achieve ang inyong goals, dapat na-adjoy strong leadership ang inyong organization or ang company para mag-guide, ma-lead ang mga members nga magbuhat sa ilang best para ma-achieve ang goal sa company or sa organization. So, leadership is not just giving orders, no? Dili porke nga ikaw ang leader, ang imot na nato ng mga decisions ang masunod. So, dapat as a good leader, dapat mag-take ka og mga kanang suggestions sa imong mga members, no? Gamay man ang posisyon or madako, dapat open jud ka sa mga suggestions nga ihatag sa imong members para ma-inspire pud sila, no? Nga mutabang sa business, maghimo og mga alternatives para sa mga possible nga mga problems nga gi-face sa company. So leadership, it's about setting a good example, listening to others, and help the members to grow and succeed. Para raman sad na sa company nga mas mulambo pa og para pud sa mga members nimo, sa mga employees, sa mga tao nga mo grow and mas mo better pa ang ilang performance sa business. Okay, now let's proceed the theories of leadership. First, we have the traits of leadership. So, one of the oldest beliefs about leaders is that they possess certain personal qualities, abilities, or skills which make them to lead. So, according to Frederick Taylor, in his search for well-rounded foreman, he identified 10 desirable qualities of a leader. So, let's break down the 10 of the qualities according to Frederick Taylor. Okay, so first we have the brain. What do you mean by brain? Okay, so a good leader must be intelligent, okay, and be able to think clearly. So, a leader must have intelligence kay para makatabang sila, no, sa mga plano sa company, maghimog mga plans, mag-make og mga decisions, mga right decisions, o mag-solve og mga problem. Okay, so dapat maka-think jud ang mga leader og mga effective way para sa company if na mga certain problems o need og mga planning, decision making. Second is education. So a leader should have enough learnings and trainings to understand their job, communicate well, and guide others properly. So as a leader, no, dapat kahibaw jud ka sa imong trabaho. kay baw ka pag-lead, pagtudlo sa imong mga members para mabuhat ang mga task efficiently and effectively. So if naay enough learnings ang usa ka leader, no, ma-inspire ang mga workers to perform their best, okay? And makahuna-huna og mga new ideas para ma-improve ang business ug ang mga workers. Okay, so as a leader dapat kamo ka sa imong trabaho kay dili pwede nga mangutana ka sa imong mga members unsaon ni nga certain job. So dapat na jud kay learnings ana nga mga mga specific nga mga position kay para ma-inspire ang imong mga members nga maayo jud ka kay og di sila kaayo. Siyempre ikaw man jud ka ng primary nga saligan ana, so dapat maayo jud ang usa ka leader. Okay, dili lang kay basta-basta. Kay ikaw may gibutang ana nga position, so na jud kay mga skills and abilities, na jud kay education, na kay learnings and skills nga pwede nimong itudlo sa uban. Okay, third is the special or technical knowledge. So, a leader must have a deep knowledge of a specific job or trade, allowing the leader to teach the workers the correct way of doing things, no, para maka-create og high quality output mga product or services. So, ang usa ka leader dapat jud na ay deep knowledge sa mga specific jobs kay para matudloan nimo ang imong mga members ug unsaon, especially if dili sila familiar sa mga task na imong i-assign sa ilaha. Okay, fourth is the manual dexterity or strength. So a good leader must also be capable of doing physical tasks when necessary. This will show that they can understand the work and can serve as a model for their workers. So as a leader, no, dili lang kayo magsige lang kag lingkod, magmando ka, maghatag kag mga orders permanente. Dapat makita sad sa mga employees, mga workers nga kanang nga you are capable of doing physical task para mas ma-inspire pa jud sila samot nga kay bawo jud ka nakasabot ka sa ilang trabaho, kaya nimo buhaton ang ilang mga trabaho, especially sa mga physical task if necessary lang, no. So for example, wala ang workers nga gi-assign nimo ana nga task and need na jud buhaton, so dapat na jud kay initiative nga mubuhat sa mga task if necessary lang jud. So next is tact. This means knowing how to deal with people kindly and wisely, no? So sa usa ka company or organization, dili man jud na malikayan ang mga conflicts, mga away-away with the workers, with your employees. So if na mga scenario nga situations nga mga inani, dapat kahibaw ka mo handle. Dapat dili na magdako jud ang away if na may mga situations nga inani, kay if magdako man nga possibility nga maapektuhan ang output sa usa ka ang performance or output sa company and sa workers. So dapat kahibaw jud mo handle, no, para dili na magdako pa, o dapat wala say panigan ang leader, no. So dapat wise kaayo and i-treat sad niya kindly ang mga workers para di jud malain ang both sides. So next is energy. So a leader must be active, no, kay if ang leader is active, maka-motivate siya sa mga workers to stay productive and committed sa ilang jobs and tasks. So next is grit. So what do you mean by grit? Okay, so grit means perseverance or determination. So ang usa ka leader dapat dili easy nga mawad-an og paglaom o di dayon mo give up when facing difficulties. So bisan pag daghan magsunod-sunod ang mga problema, di man jud nakalikayan na jud na moabot nga mga problema sa business, no. So dapat mo keep going lang, no, para sa success sa company. Kay if mo give up ka dayon, ang imong mga hard work mawala ra sa usa ka give up lang nimo. So dapat keep going lang gihapon para ma-motivate ang imong mga workers, no, dili sila murag ma-discourage nga oy among leader give up na lang siguro mi. So dili na siya pwede. So next is honesty. So a leader must be truthful and fair, no, para makabuild ka og trust within the organization og sa imong mga workers. Dapat honest ka sa tanan nga mga paperworks nga imong ibuhaton, no, ang pagpasweldo sa mga employees dapat fair, dapat sakto ug dili ka mangurap. Kay if ever nga mangurap ka, no, ma-discourage ang mga workers nga motrabaho sa imong company. So it can lead sa imong business nga mo fail if walay build nga ma-trust, if ever. Okay, next is judgment or common sense. So tanan man jud ta na ay common sense, no? So as a leader, dapat gamiton jud nato atong common sense sa workplace, no? So a leader must have practical thinking and sound judgment. This means knowing what is right and making wise decision in different situation. So now, the last desirable qualities of a leader according to Frederick Taylor is good health, no? So dapat ang usa ka leader dapat healthy physically, mentally, no? To handle demands, to maintain focus para maka-lead siya effectively. Kay if ang usa ka leader dali ra ma-stress, dali ra masakit, no, dali ra maunsa diha. So kita may mo lead, no, if ever na mahitabo nimo di ka physically fit, di ka mentally fit. Okay, so dili jud magdugay ang imong position sa imong mga members or sa company. So na possibilities nga magkawatak-watak ang mga jobs, dili mga task dili mabuhat og tarong sa imong mga workers if ever nga dili ka physically fit jud. So now let's proceed to Henry Fayol's another traitist apostle. So he came up with the traits that a manager should possess. So na mga traits nga na-identify ni Henry Fayol nga same ra kang Frederick Taylor. So dili lang nako kayo expand ng uban kay same naman sad sila meaning. So the first traits is the physical qualities. So a manager should be healthy, energetic, and strong to handle work pressure and lead actively. So second is the vigor and health. So a manager should be strong and healthy so they can handle work stress and lead actively every day. Third is the mental qualities. So a manager must be intelligent and make smart decisions. So same sila sa qualities nga identify ni Frederick Taylor, which is the brain. Fourth is the ability to understand and learn. So this means a manager must be willing to learn new things and understand different situations to make good decisions. No, so as a leader di man jud na to as a manager dili man jud wala man jud ta kahibaw, no, sa tanan-tanan. So dapat as a manager willing sad ta mo learn, no, willing ta mo kuno mo ako og mga mistakes, and syempre dapat ang mga mistake na to atong i-take as a opportunity para maka-learn ta and maka-inspire ta sa others even though nga manager na ka, no. So keep on learning and learning. Next is judgment. So this means a manager must know how to decide wisely between right and wrong, or good and bad actions for the business. Next is the mental vigor and adaptability. So, a manager must think fast and adjust easily when changes in the company happens. Okay, so naman yung mga mga scenario, mga situations nga dili expected sa company. So, a manager must came up mga decisions, mga plans, as fast as possible para dili ma-interrupt ang production sa and service sa inyong business. So dapat ang manager dapat maka-think jud quickly, para ma-actionan dayon ang mga problems if naa may bot ever. So next is energy. So same as kang Frederick Taylor, nagyapoy energy diri sa kang Henry Fayol. So energy, guys, is means being active, the drive to motivate others and keep the work going smoothly. Okay, so ninth is the firmness. So a manager needs to be confident and stand by their decision while still being fair to anyone. And tenth is the willingness to accept accountability and responsibility. So a good manager accepts accountability for both success and mistake of their team. 11 is the initiative. So manager must not wait for orders all the time. So instead, they should take action and make improvements when needed. 12 is the loyalty. So a manager should be faithful and dedicated to company and its goal. And the 13th is the tact. So as I mentioned sa kang Frederick Taylor, so same sila, same og meaning sa tact. Being tactful, being able to handle conflicts, but being wise and kind at the same time. So the last is the dignity. So aiming ka for being to become a manager, so dapat na jud kay dignity, So dignity means they must act with respect and professionalism so that employees will look up to respect them. So as a leader, as a manager rather, bisan pag mas taas kag posisyon sa uban, dapat mo respeto gihapon ka sa imong mga employees nga naa sa ubos nga posisyon. So be professional, dili dili taas kaayo ang imong paglantaw sa imong kaugalingon, kay if wala sila, wala sad ang manager, walay business nga mahitabo. So dapat a manager should possess some dignity. So that's all for the traits, according to Frederick Taylor and Henry Fayol, nga a leader and a manager should possess in a business para ma-lead sa success sa sa company. Dapat na ay strong leadership sa organization, maka-build og trust and be a good example to everyone. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so good day everyone, especially to you, Sir John Lloyd Chavez. My name is James Ketrick B. Rosales, and I am part of the reporter of Group 3. So today I'm gonna tackle about the kind traits of leadership, which is the dictatorial leader, the autocratic leader, the democratic leader, and lastly the laissez-faire leader. So first we're gonna tackle about the dictatorial leader. So what is dictatorial leader? So dictatorial leader is someone who has full control or authority over a group or organization. This type of leader makes decision alone and expect everyone to follow without questions. They use strict rules and demand obedience from their followers. This leadership style can make a group work in order and discipline, especially in emergencies that need fast decision. So, ang iyang bad or ang bad benefits ani kay it often causes fear, low morale, and lack of creativity among the members because their opinions are not valued. So, for example, ani kay nayusa ka tag-iya sa pabrika nga magbuot sa tanan og silutan ang mga dili mosunod og mostly nam gid ay mangutana pero stricto man so silutan og dili maminaw sa sugod sa uban. Usa ka pananglitan sa dictatorial leader. Ang mga trabahante mosunod kay tungod sa kahadlok, dili sa tungod sa respeto, tungod sa mahadlok sila in this type of leader. So the second one is the autocratic leader. So an autocratic leader is quite similar to a dictatorial one, but is more focused on organization and productivity. So this leader believes that only their ideas are correct and make all the major decisions without consulting others. So di siya modawat og kanang opinion sa uban, dapat iya ragid kay sa iyang una ang iya ragid decision may connect and maka-better sa ilang organisasyon. So autocratic leadership can be useful in situations that require quick action, like in hospitals, military, or emergency settings. Pero but over time nani siya kanang bad side gihapon. So kanang bad nga benefit or kanang downside. This can limit creativity and confidence sa iyang mga worker kay ang worker nagsalig naman lang sa autocratic na type na leader kay hadlok po sila kasab-an, and sa una-una po sa autocratic is sa ang iya opinion ragid may sakto. So this can limit creativity and confidence of team members since they rely too much on the leader. So for example na kay ang usa ka manager sa restaurant magbuot sa menu, schedule, and mga buluhaton sa trabahante nga walay tambag nila kung unsay mga reklamo sana po ng reklamo kay siya may magbuot tanan. But yes, naman siya po yung authority nga magbuot kay leader man siya, pero ang worker po kay maglisod na since ang gid may masunod kanang dili gid siya modawat og kanang opinion sa lain sa worker. So apan gibuhat aron mas hapsay ang ng operation sa kanang ilang restaurant hapsay noon, pero naagi downside usa ka panalitan sa autocratic leader. So the third one is the democratic leader. So what comes to your mind when we talk a democratic leader? So ang democratic leader day kay opposite ni siya sa autocratic leader. So since ang autocratic leader is wa siya nag-value, wa siya naghatag og bili sa iyang mga workers, kay feel niya siya mas taas gid kay ang iyang opinions ra gid dawaton, di siya modawat sa uban even though na mas better pa. So ang kaning democratic leader is nag-value siya sa iyang mga workers, kay kanang hatagan niya chance nga mo share sila ka ideas para mas mo better pag itang ilang organization. So democratic leaders values teamwork, participation, and shared responsibility. This kind of leader encourages everyone to share their ideas and opinions before making a decision. They believe that success comes when everyone contributes and feels respected. So they work as one gid kanang mas malambo gid ang ilang organisasyon kung morning type of leader nga ilang maagian. the democratic leader kay value man natagan sila value. So this leadership styles builds trust, motivation, creativity within a group. So ang downside lang ani niya kay kanang kung magplano sila madugay gid ang pag ng process sa ila agreement kay since daghan may hatagan nila og chance na mo-share og ideas. So ang example kay ang usa ka magtutudlo or maestra nagpasabot sa mga estudyante nga mohatag sa ilang mga idea bahin sa usa ka project og magbuot uban kanila kung unsay kwan maayo, kung unsay mas better. Nagpakita na siya nga democratic leader siya. Lastly is the laissez-faire leader. So laissez-faire leader is a leader that gives full freedom to their members to make decision and manage their own work. So kani nga type of leadership kay hatagan niya og full freedom and free will ang iyang workers nga makatrabaho ra gid sila ila kanang walay hassle coming from the manager nila and work like manager gid sila kay hatagan sila time. So the leader acts more as a supporter than a controller. So instead na mas kanang sila may mo-control kay sila may manager, sila may mo-support kay kanang kini nga type of leader kay ila i-support ang mga process kung ila lang suportahan kung unsay mga panghitabo sa ilang mga dagan sa ilang organisasyon through the workers work. So these styles works best when team members are skilled, independent, and responsible. So of course no kanang ang workers po dapat kanang skilled gud siya ug kanang kabalo gid siya kanang unsay kanang mas kanang makabetter sa ilang organisasyon. And however kanang ang downside lang gid ani kay if the group lacks discipline or direction, these types of leadership may lead to confusion and lack of progress. So kung naay kanang workers niya nga musimang or kanang tapulan, so ang progress nila magahinay gid. So for example aning laissez-faire leader kay usa ka CEO nga iyang gipasalig sa iyang workers nga expert sa designer nga sila ra mismo magtrabaho o kanang magplano sa ilang project nga walay kanang guide sa kanang leader, walay guide sa manager kay bisalig naman niya tanan sa iya workers since they are expert na and good enough to handle the situation. So pero kung need og tabang sa workers, so nargi na sila andam ra gina sila mutabang since kanang they work more like supporters than a controller. So nagpakita ni siya nga kanang laissez-faire leadership. So overall kanang sa ako mga gipang tackles ug sa ako mga gipang storya nagid sila strength and weakness. So na sila mga good side, nabud sila mga downside. And overall no kanang magdepende ra pud na sa sitwasyon if kanang angay bigin na siya buhaton or dili. So pero mas good sigid kung ang kanang nagid mo teamwork and team effort sa inyong organisasyon good. For example naning ang good example nani is the democratic leader since naghatag siya value sa iyang mga workers. So it is about guiding people toward a common goal with respect, trust, and understanding. And that's all, and thank you. So proceed to the next reporter.
Good day, my name is Nevangela Wenceslao and I will be the one to discuss about behavioral theory of leadership. The behavioral theory of leadership is a leadership approach that focuses on the actions and behavior of leaders rather than their traits or characteristics. It suggests that effective leadership is based on definable, learnable behaviors, not something you're born with. So, anyone can become a leader by learning and practicing the right behaviors. For example, sa behavioral theory of leadership is si Maria, usa siya ka manager sa kanang restaurant nga BC, and her leadership behavior shows both task-oriented and people-oriented styles. So, ang task-oriented behavior is si Maria ang mag-create sa clear shift schedules. Siya sad ang mag-set of performance standards for staff. Siya sad ang mag-check sa kitchen and dining area. And then, ang people-oriented behavior is, permi niya i-greet ang iya mga staff and i-ask, naunsa na ba sila or okay ra ba sila, and then maminaw siya sa iya mga employees sa ilang mga concern or mga suggestion. The situational theory of leadership is a leadership model that suggests there is no single best style of leadership. Instead, the most effective leadership style depends on the situation, particularly the maturity, competence, and commitment of the followers. Example of situational theory of leadership. So, ang scenario is a marketing manager leading two different team members. So, ang marketing manager mo na si Sarah. And dayon, ang team members mo na si Alex o si Jordan. So, si Alex, siya ang new intern with little experience. So, kaning si Jordan is a seasoned marketing specialist with a strong track record. So, ang leadership approach ni Sarah with Alex is si Alex man kay inexperienced and unconfident. So, ang situation ni Alex is lack of experience of knowledge. So, ang leadership style is directing or telling. Sarah gives instructions, closely monitor progress, and provides step-by-step. And then, with Jordan, si Jordan is experienced and motivated. So, ang situation ni Jordan is siya kay highly skilled and motivated to take challenges independently. So, ang leadership style is delegating. Sarah gives Jordan the freedom to make decisions, encourages autonomy, and checks in occasionally. Since Jordan is at high readiness level, Sarah uses a hands-off, supportive approach. So, by it means the leader adjusts their it means situational leadership theory is leaders adjust their behavior based on the needs and the development level of their followers. The contingency theory of leadership is a leadership model that suggests the effectiveness of a leader depends on how well their leadership style matches the situation. In other words, there is no one-size-fits-all leadership style. The best leader is the one whose style fits the specific context or contingency. For example, sa contingency theory of leadership, sa usa ka construction site where tasks are clearly defined and deadlines are straight, a task-oriented leader is highly effective. But in marketing team, working on a new campaign, a relationship-oriented leader is more effective because the environment is creative and less structured. So, contingency theory shows that the best leadership style depends on the situation.
Hi everyone, I will report to you communication. Communication is the process by which the management functions of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling are accomplished. So, ang communication, muna siyang pag-process sa pagdala o pagdawat sa mensahe or message para masabtan ng usag-usa. So, gigamit mo siya sa pagplano, pag-organize, pag-control sa usa ka organization. So, for example, a teacher talks to her students to explain the lesson. So, it means
sharing information between people through reach, understanding, and coordination. So, naa siya'y tulo ka communication process, which is the sender, message, and the receiver. So this shows how a message moves from the one who sends it to the one who receives it. That's all.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ken Lakno Delegate, so this is my report, Sender of Source. Irrespective of any kind of organizations, the source of the information greatly influences the manner by which of communications is received. So, ang sender, kaya mo na ang nagpada o nagsugod sa message, pananglitan kay kung mag-text ka sa imo amigo, ikaw ang sender. Ang sender, kaya mo na ang nagsulti o nagpada sa message. Yan. Channel and media. The channel is the pathway the message will take to the receivers. This is dedicated by the organization structure of the business organization. So, ang media kaya mo na ang gamit og paagi para mapada ang message. Pananglitan TV, radio, cellphone o internet. Ang media amo na ang aton gigamit para makikomunicate sa iba. Then, ang channel kay amo ni ang dan o agianan sa message gikan sa sender padong sa receiver kay pananglitan kay kung magistorya mo sa personal ang tingog amo na ang channel nan kung mag-text kalat amo na ang signal o internet amo na ang channel. So ang channel amo ni ang agianan sa message gikan sa nagpada ngadto sa mudawat.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Gio Arno Qualito. I'm here in front of you, in front of us, to report about the receiver and feedback. First, I discuss the meaning of receiver. Receiver is a person who receive or something or object, and this can include legal receivers managing assets, sports receiving, catching passes, or devices like phone receives. So, daghang kayong pamaagi sa mga example sa mga receiver like sports, mga pasa, catching, and important is like example of receive of business, like product and your work creative na ilang dawaton. And second is feedback. Feedback is helpful information or commentary given about a performance, product, or idea to help with improvement and development. So feedback no is kahibaw naman ta nga like katong kuan ba katong receive mo receive din gusto sa nimo gusto sa seller nga mo ayo og feedback unsay ka maayo sa iyang product nga imong nadawat, like mingon ka like creative iyang nahimo, then imo siyang uy maayo ni, uy nindot man ni, uy dili man ni maayo. That's a sample of feedback. And the purpose of feedback is help identify strengths and weaknesses to enhance performance product or processes. So kung ano ka ng the feedback is identifying to strength and weaknesses your product or your performance na imong gihatag sa receiver. Then para pa ma-process ko for how to make a good product or good things na something na madawat sa receiver. And that's all. Thank you.
So, hello again. So, I'll be tackling what is factors of communications. So, factors of communication has multiple of several factors that makes it work well. So, the one is highlighted as sender, the person who creates and send the message. So, basically, siya ang, the person mag-create of text or something na need nila isend. and then the message, the information, idea, or feeling that senders want to share. So that's a message. Encoding, how the sender puts the message into words, symbols, or gestures. So encoding is more bitaw siya o kanang naay, what do we call this, grammar, also the keywords and stuffs they all really need. So the fourth one is receiver, the person who receives and interprets the message. So kinsa ang siya ang person na ang receive sa senda na mag-message. I really know na makasabot agad mo, and hopefully ikaw po, sir, I know makasabot sa gana, sir. And what is last is decoding and feedback. So decoding is how the receiver understands and interprets the message, and the feedback is the receiver response that shows whether the message was understood. So I hope you learned something about the factors of communication. And Andrea.
So last, I will be talking about the type of communication flows, which is the downward communication, the upward communication, and the horizontal or lateral communication. So communication flow in a business organization refers to the direction or path through which information travels between different levels of or department within the company. There are several types of communication flow, each serving a specific purpose to ensure effective coordination and cooperation. So ang communication flow kuno, ang type kuno sa communication nga ga-flow between sa mga department or sa mga employees. So I have here the downward communication, flows from the superior or higher management to the subordinates or lower levels of the organizational hierarchy. So ang downward communication is gikan sa babaw padung sa ubos. So for example, a CEO sending an email to all employees announcing a new company policy. So ang information nagikan sa CEO and then implement sa iyang mga subordinates or sa mga employees niya. So nagikan ang information sa higher rank padung sa lower rank. So that is the downward communication. Another, we have upward communication. Upward communication is the flow of information from the lower levels of the hierarchy to the higher levels. So, ang upward communication sad, opposite siya sa downward communication. Ang information or ang communication nag-start sa lower padung sa higher. So, lower man nagsugod, so nagikan siya sa mga employees, padung na siya dito sa higher rank or sa mga CEO, mga supervisor, manager. For example, ani, employees submitting reports or work updates to their manager. So, ang employers, naghatag sila report sa ilang mga work or sa ilang monthly report, ilang submit dito sa ilang managers or sa CEO. Another, a team providing feedback about a project to the project lead. So, another side is ang subordinates, naghatag sila og feedback sa ilang ganahan or ilang mga nasulti about sa ilang project. So, that sums up the upward communication. Ang communication nagikan sa lower rank up to the higher, gikan sa mga employees, padong sa employer. And lastly, we have here the horizontal or lateral communication. So, this happens between employees or departments at the same level in the organizational structure. So, kini kunong lateral or horizontal communication na hitabo kuno ni siya sa same level ng organizational structure. It is essential for coordination, collaboration, and problem solving across different functions. So, kini same level la kuno ni siya nga communication. So, to understand more, I have the example. Team members discussing project progress in a cross-department meeting. So, ang kuan ko no, sa team ko no, nag-discuss sila about meeting, about sa ilang project nga buhaton. So, that is, the communication is horizontal or lateral, kay pareha man sila tanan dito, gahatag sila advice, gahatag sila og idea. Another, two department heads coordinating on overlapping tasks. So, duha ka department nga mga head, mga dagko or dagkogranggo, nag-talk sila about sa mga overlapping nga mga tasks, mga problema sa specific nga work, kining nga work. And then last, we have peer-to-peer conversation to resolve work-related issues. So like nagkasinurayanay mo about sa imong kauban sa work about sa specific or to resolve a work-related issues. So that sums up the horizontal or lateral communication. Pareha mo or employees to employees o kanang CEO to CEO, manager to manager. So that sums up the horizontal or lateral communication. I hope you guys learned something about our topic, and I hope I've discussed clearly about my topic, and I hope you guys learned something. Thank you so much and good day.